already starting to fucking move up. Go test this daily. But look where the daily is. It's right above the weekly S2. Yep. That's another thing too. Where is that daily? Can we even fucking touch it? Nah, I mean, we haven't even fucking made an attempt at this weekly range, man. It's up here at 27.4.
Oh, yeah, it's way up there.
I mean, I'm not going to be shocked at all if this goddamn thing just rips. It'll make that variance read. It'll make sense. Man, what is wrong with me? I made that smoothie before the mint, and I'm still drinking it. How is that even possible? Still cold as shit. Well, I've got it in one of those Yeti cups. My dad's old drinking vessel. And this is what I was explaining to some other people. It was like, when we're talking probabilities, right? Like this, the previous week closed below the 95.4 of both projections. So this is not a surprise, to be honest. But look right where I mean, it's boom. The previous from the all-time high, that projection, literally right at the top of the weekly candle at almost 28K. From the local high at 48, it's at about 26,680. This is what I explained to him. I was like, man, it's all about probabilities, but we're up here on a macro time frame. There's literally a 95.4% chance by the end of this weekly close that this fucking candle will be all the way back up here. And we just went to the 2SD on the weekly within a few bucks and bounced. Literally within a few dollars. It was just perfect. Look at that pretty little blue dot got spanked. That pretty blue dot got spanked by the devil's dickaroo. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the best TA on YouTube this week. You want my fucking macro analysis? The devil's dick just beat everybody up. There it is. The devil laid a dinghy. Just like this move right here. All right, we get this massive dump, but by the end of the weekly close, the probabilities smacked all the bears right in the face. Dip below, smacked them. Dip below, smacked them. Had a little, then right here, that was kind of a giveaway. A couple of weeks ago, we started pumping and pulled all the way back. And had another one, rejected off the 1SD, dump, closed the weekly below both 95.4s. Crazy. What in the hell? Look at this weird read. What is up with this candle open, man? Are the charts just fucking with us or what? How's this even possible? That should be a wick. There should be a wick from right there to there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, am I fucking seeing shit right now? How the hell is this weekly candle not showing a wick right there?
Did you refresh?
That's where.
Log out and log in.
Did I save that earlier? Hold on. I don't think I did. Because I had to back up my projections of one candle. Let me save this before I reload it. There we go. Silly boy. Nah, man. Should I just pull it? Should I just reload the entire chart, you think? Here, you know what? No, I don't. I can't do that right now. I was going to clear my cache. That good. That does yours look like that, MJ? Does everybody's weekly look like that?
Well, I don't know. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'm ours. No, you're right on time, man. We just started. But right, that's the best analysis. The devil dick got everybody. But yeah, it's all about probabilities. That's what we deal with. We just bounced within a few bucks right off the second SD. Does the market continue back up? Close the weekly back up in these projections? Yet to see. There's so much fear.
It's showing on the index, but FTX is right. I got a wick on FTX. Somehow that index is wacky sometimes.
Yeah, that's more like it. But then the projections even change. No, they don't. No, it's showing right. Yeah, it is. What the fuck, man? Well, yeah, the index just went all the way back up. You can see right here, it barely did it on the futures. Futures bounced perfectly off the 2SD too, though. Weird read on that index. Oh, you know what, man? Do I have this on the index? I do. Is the index just giving weird reads? Let's put this on perps and see what the variance does. No, same thing, man. That's just strange as hell. Unless this market's getting ready to totally rip back up. That's real strange. More than strange. I mean, it's the last 2 days showing a positively correlated outlier, and that is just no bueno. No bueno. You get a negative, you get an outlier negatively correlated, that thing's dumping. It started right, and then it just flips positively correlated. But a lot of that is the slope. So it's like the slopes run from so if you turn on the regular correlation, you can see how the slope has changed in its turn. That's why. Very interesting. Okay, that straightens out. Whoa, what did I just do? There we go. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So here we are. Jesus Christ. And this is the thing. This white cross line right here on yesterday, that is the 99.7% Laplace distribution range. Bitcoin just ran wild. Opened up these two white cross lines, 68.3 daily Laplace range. Dropped down to the 1SD, normal distribution. Pulled back up, rejected off the bottom side of the 68.3 Laplace, and then just flushed. Just flushed like crazy. Had a little stutter step at the 1SD again, then immediately dropped right through the 95 for Laplace into the second standard deviation normal distribution. Got a little volatile around there, but then boom, right down to the 3SD. Went back up, rejected off the 2SD. There's the weekly, there's the second support level for the new weekly price action volatility range. Bounced right off it, reject off the 2SD, come down, bounced again off the weekly S2, went up. That time got a 4-hour 68.3 and then just charged right down to the 99.7 Laplace. And this is how the probabilities work. There was literally a 0.03% chance this fucking data set was going to close below this white cross line. And right before close, what does it do? Jumps right up back above it. So But fun. Now we got another day. So let's say we get another 99.7 Laplace. We're sitting at 19K. Yeah, this is pretty crazy right now. This is pretty nuts. I mean, this could just be a big capitulation wick we're getting ready to see. I mean, this thing could fucking, who knows what this thing's about to do. The probabilities are on the side of it going back up, though. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Imar says that's his weekly. Woof. What in the hell am I looking at here? Sorry, buddy. I think I'm looking at some traditional TA, which is okay. You're here for the transition. No, I used to use the VPVR. Yeah, that's fine, man. It's totally fine. You just came on board. I mean, even MJ, I used to use the VPVR big time. But yeah, this is interesting. What this is doing right now, I'll tell you that. That's why when you get a big move like this, it's pretty easy analysis. I mean, it's like there's way more sellers than buyers. Should we take that to another level? Let's see here. Whoops. Let's take a quick peek here and see how bad it really is. I haven't pulled it up once since this has been going on because I'm afraid to look at it. This is why I'm afraid to look at it. That's the 4 hour. Heavy sell pressure, man. Heavy. What's the daily? Yeah. I mean, literally, what is that? About 10 days ago, started losing the buy pressure. Sell pressure started building about 5 days ago. This is the result. Massive dumpy. Look at the velocity and acceleration. Here's why this thing could pop to the top side big time. Look at it today. Look right out of the gate to the downside. And the buy pressure coming in right now is starting to build to the top side. Not a lot, but it's starting. This is the recipe for a turnaround. And this is telling me what I'm looking at right here that I should definitely be seeing some div. Man, boy, it was trying to print it way back there. I don't know, man. I mean, there's some on the DLP. There's some on the log return Z-score building. What was that? The daily? That's a 4 hour. No. Getting it on higher time frames starting to build? Not at all. Oh, uh-oh. He said, uh-oh. But, right? We've got this, what the hell? I'm not on the index. Or am I on the index again? Oh, this is even worse than it looked like on the other chart. Dude, there's some screwy shit going on these charts. What in them? It's happening here, man. If I put this on the index. What in the? Are you guys looking at this? Right?
Yeah, the index is screwed, man.
Dude, it's worse than it just was a minute ago. This is some of the most unusual looking shit I have ever seen. This weekly candle did not close down here, man. You can tell Bilbo's having a shit fit right now. All right, I give up. Let's stop looking at that before I lose my mind. It's on every mega chart. But anyway, if we could get a correct candle print, the weekly is printing bull div. I mean, damn it, I was looking at it earlier. But I mean, we just look. There's definitely a lot of sell pressure, but so far today, definitely flipping to the the velocities flipping to the downside, we want to see a big pink candle fucking rocket ship out of the bottom of here if we want this to go up. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's why, right? This is why this is our bread and butter. This is where we are trading, right? We're down here on the 5 minutes, right? We're on low time frames trading. None of this up here matters. This is all fun and games, sit up here, try to bang out a little bit of a macro analysis on this highly volatile asset. It's waste of time. It's a waste of time. This is why we trade these low time frames. And you get this back on. Good, I reloaded it. It's back on 5. Good. And I bet we'll throw this on a 1 minute. All kinds of variance outliers today to the top side and the downside on the 1 minute chart. And even on look, this is how weak it is, right? This is how weak the buy pressure is. I mean, this is a fucking 1 minute chart. We finally get back up above reverse wave trend, reverse fissure that it's been below the whole day. And it just dunks right back down onto the reverse fissure. Very weak right now. Very, very weak. Holy crap, holy. Let me see something here. Yeah, that's just, it didn't even get, Demon and Christmas. They're rejecting off the daily 68.3. Didn't even want to give it a chance to go test this daily range. $1,200 daily range, or $1,400 daily range. But like I said, this new weekly has not even been attempted. This isn't even an attempt. If you're just going to reject off the daily 68.3 and not even go up and test the new weekly range, that baby's just ripe for the picking. This is just, you're seeing on these low time frames how weak all this is. Very weak. That's the thing. You get all this real strong bull dip build on the 90 minute, then you get that 190 minute candle, and just reject. Very interesting. All right, right before this big drop happened, look at the volatility bands. Super tight, right? This is the 90 minute. Bam, start flashing. Whoop! Volatility expansion, negatively correlated. Look at all the significant negative correlation as well. And then you're significantly positively correlated right now, contracting. Price is going to walk right on down. All right, buddy. You pop it up. You good boy. Hi. Hi, buddy. Tough day, huh? These poor dogs. It's so humid outside, you guys. Let's see here. Yeah. Weak sauce, man. Weak freaking sauce. And you can see I'm just scanning through these time frames, looking for a lifeline, and there's just not one. But like I say again, that's why we trade those low time frames. It doesn't matter. We're going to get our bias pre-market, and we're just going to hammer this thing. I mean, it was a no-brainer where to put risk yesterday, especially, right? I mean, I would have been throwing shorts like a champ. Yeah, the daily that showed the positive outlier, 12 hours, definitely righting the ship. Some reason, man, that daily just giving a weird read. There's definitely. I mean, we're talking. There's some nice bull div on the 12 hour. Yeah, boy, that was a no brainer. All four of these fishers, man, we're just like, let's go. Then you got an outlier on the log return Z score. Entropy's trending. Last two trends on the 12 hour, both downside. And boom, expansion, negatively correlated. Right here, expansion was going negatively correlated, went sideways for a couple candles, and then just boop, dumped. That's why it's starting to expand right now, starting to slope back down, negatively correlated. I mean, man, this thing could slam. Thing is like what is actually really happening here? And Tom had a good interview MJ was listening to earlier, and he had a good point. You know, it's like Bitcoin got institutionalized big time last year. At least a lot more institutional money flowed in, and when you have a market situation going on like this, like just worldwide, when these fucking firms are taking risk off, Bitcoin's the first one to go. That's their riskiest asset. So they think, but it's definitely by far the most volatile one. So they are that's what I mean, man. Selling. And it makes me wonder how many of these goofy asses are selling at a loss. If you remember that run up, man, it got hot and heavy around 30, around 40K. People really started buying in big time. And now you're getting these massive sell-offs from around 40. It's wow, wow. Is it over? No. I mean, I like seeing the variance is pretty exhausted, big time. Very exhausted. What do these APPs look like on the daily? Just literally all three of them are just buried, printing zeros. And look at them. Ding, 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 ding. So pretty crazy. And from what I'm seeing here, literally, when you get volatility grade up at the top of 100% expanded volatility candle, you better be taking your profit. I don't care if that's on a 1 minute or a whatever. That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I mean, obviously, there's all kinds of ways using these indicators to figure out where to take profit. This being the most powerful, right? But when you get when you get the alpha volatility grade, that is a no-brainer. No-brainer. Wow. What's a 7-day look like? God, weird ass, man. Look at the 7-day. Variance rising positively correlated. Huh. Yeah, look at this. Look at the low length Fisher too on the 7-day, man. Just trying to reject off the mean. Put it this way, I'll tell you what, man, the buyers don't come in. This thing's going to plummet. The people that know me personally know I live off crypto. What the hell, man? I don't sell bottoms either, so it's like I'm going to be fucking delivering pizzas. My ass is going to be back at the pizza shop with my brother. Be like, hey, baby brother, you need a driver? Totally, bro. How you stone them? Oh, rough. This is what trading's all about, though. I mean, I put 90% of my Bitcoin into real estate. I mean, MJ, how'd that work out? It worked out fucking dynamite. Oh my goodness. So, yeah. I think I've got like 10 Bitcoin on the ledger, I think. But it's like fucking I don't sell Bitcoin bottoms. Like there was somebody else was saying, they wanted to had some issues with Solana, kind of fucked himself on a min earlier today, and so had to use MoonPay. Or I told him about MoonPay, and he's like, "Oh man, these fees are ridiculous. I'm just going to sell some Bitcoin." And I was like, "So you'd rather sell Bitcoin at the bottom than pay a fee on MoonPay to buy some Solana to mint some NFTs?" I was like, "Are you thinking this through clearly? Are you understanding what you're talking about? Look how cheap Solana is right now. Inject some cash in. Don't sell Bitcoin at the bottom to buy fucking magical internet JPEG. Have you literally lost your mind?" I mean, that should be common sense, right? I would think. That is a big no-no. But see, that's the problem with these markets. This fear will drive people to sell bottoms. And then their FOMO will get them buying tops. It's just like crazy. What the hell? Hold on here. Some madness going on. What's happening in the Telegram here? Um, yeah. Yeah. I would have rather just inject cash to buy that soul at that cheap price. So I'm saying, Jesus, I could sell 10 Bitcoin and sweep the damn oil floor like a champ, but it's just like just it all depends. Because we are talking about magical internet JPEGs. Thank God we're talking about WAGME Beach. Because they're not your regular project. Not even close. These guys are really operating in the real world. I mean, we're sitting on a juggernaut. It's unfortunate this market had to do a turn like this. Very unfortunate. Right? Everybody's like, yeah, sweep it. Especially whales. What a deal. They're on sale. Yeah, totally. Thanks, Andy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's the thing. This is really tough. I mean, I could sit down here and we could do some analysis on some like 5-15 minute time frames, just showing trades that happen, things like that. But as far as trying to dick around 4 hour and above, it's like, man, I gotta have another day. We got to see how this daily candle reacts to what's happening there, for sure. It's a 7-day look like all time high. That's a problem. I mean, the last time we trended up here, like weekly or 7-day charts, last time we really had a strong trend, it was the run up to the first all time high at whatever it was, 60, 65, I think. Yeah. 65. Then we got a 67 wick, and then we got the 70K wick. Projected perfectly off that first standard deviation band, too, I might add. Oops, get off there. Yeah. Rejection. And that's where we're at right now on the 7-day. I mean, we're right at the 1 SD. Yeah. Like, so if we're talking about targets, I mean, if we're talking about, God, what a weird fucking read this is, man. I can't, that's just driving me crazy. I got to put this on some perps and get a better read. There we go. That index is screwed up. So, I mean, that little blue dot right there, that wick, literally, it was within, when it happened, it was within like it was within $5. And that's the second standard deviation normal distribution. So on this weekly candle, there's a 95.4% chance this weekly candle doesn't close below that blue dot. But this is the thing with these probabilities on these macro time frames. The probabilities have everything to do with the closing of the candle, not while the candle's running. This thing, Bitcoin's a very highly volatile asset. That's why we use Laplace distribution, because it contains this monster. And down here's right here is the 99.7 Laplace on the weekly. And we're talking, that bad boy's down there at 18,400. So it's all going to depend, especially like if we close a daily candle below this weekly second standard deviation, this bitch is going to go down. 3SD is just a tad above 20K. Here's the thing as well, is like, yeah. I didn't see. What's going on with Sailor? Oh, didn't that happen like at 30 or something? Wouldn't that happen? Oh, at 21? Well, I'd have to say he's probably shitting his pants. Because, dude, he had one. MJ, what was that number? What was it? He had a margin call at like, what the hell was that at?
Yeah, something's wacky about these reports, because he said himself that they really don't have to worry about anything until Bitcoin's at 4,000 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like he might have to have there might be a margin call here, but like they don't have to put a tremendous amount of money to keep things solvent. It's not until it gets down to like 4K. I mean, read his tweets. Here, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, what's the tweet? 4K, yeah. See that? So that's what we can look for on these macro candles. It's like you just got to look at these different levels, because they, on these macro time frames, they get respected. Like right here, here's a great example where you get this massive weekly dump. I mean, literally past the third standard deviation normal distribution that was right there about 26.5, and started making its way on that weekly candle to the 99.7 Laplace that was down at like 24. But by the time that weekly candle closed, the probabilities played out. And there was literally a 68.3% chance that weekly candle was going to close inside this blue dot right here at about 30,700. And it did. The same way it could happen on this weekly candle. We could get a massive wick down into these levels, but you've got these probabilities saying by the candle close that it's going to pull back up and close inside there. Yeah, he's not the happiest camper, I can guarantee that. And I'm sure he shot his wad. Right, we knew. I mean, we had a couple nice little daily pumps when we bought a bunch. But right now, there's some El Fuckaroony going on. But the thing is that a lot of the Bitcoin's in the OG's hands. It's not in these institutional hands. They wish it was, and this is exactly so these institutions. When you get a market dump like this and they're taking risk off, Bitcoin's going first. There's no doubt about it. In my opinion, not because it's the riskiest, but because it's the highest volatile asset that's in their portfolio. So they're going to just dump it. So it's like, when are the OGs coming in? When are the real Bitcoin holders that have been around since the beginning, that hold all this? The biggest problem is that a lot of them did big things in the industry, right? Started exchanges like those dickhead twins. Bro, this has got a lot to do with tether printing too. And these exchanges can really create a fuck show. And
well, I think it has a lot to do with over leveraging all over the place.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. And that's what I think is going on with all these. So you get all these exchanges themselves are over leveraged, and so
100%.
Then you've got people depositing these stakeable assets on their platforms, like Solana, and then they're going to come out and say, "Oh no, you can't have your Solana. The wallet's under maintenance." It's like, no, in my opinion, the massive amount of these stakeable assets that they have, they're literally clamping down onto your assets, and they are staking them for themselves to offset their leveraged positions by collecting rewards off all these stakeable assets. I mean, there's not too many ways this could be going, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Well, I think you said this before, and it's true. Well, all these exchanges, they're banks. Just think of them as banks in the real world. And what do banks do? They go out and over leverage themselves. They take your money, go invest it somewhere where they think they can make more, and hopefully when you ask for your money, they have enough. And right now, they don't have enough for everybody. So they're pulling strings and shutting off faucets and doing this, putting things on hold, all so that they don't go out of business and they can lie to you and tell you that, don't worry about it, we have your money. So.
God, Iscariot just came in the chat and saved the day.
That's right. Take a look at the weekly.
Because I'm definitely in that mindset.
We all good.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize even. Do you know how many people don't even know how a real bank operates, let alone fucking crazy crypto land? People, when you go open a bank account, you think these goofies are reading? I mean, damn, you got a booklet of fine print. As soon as you make that deposit into a bank, that money is no longer yours. You literally signed a contract to give that bank money. You're loaning the bank money to invest in securities. It's their money now. They don't have to give it to you. That's why when I hear people cry about ATMs, I can't believe they won't give me my money. They only give me $300 a day. It's like, dude, it's not your money. Maybe you should understand how banking works. You're lucky they give you any, dude. I mean, I remember my mom sold her condo, and I think after a bunch of fucking shit, there was like $250,000 in Wells Fargo. and we were withdrawing it all, and we were going to buy gold. This was like fucking 10 years now, probably. So you should have seen that hassle. They were like, no, we don't have that kind of cash on hand. You have to set up an appointment with the bank officer to withdraw that kind of money. And I was like, okay, set it up. And when we come in for that meeting, make sure you have that $250,000 because we're walking out of here with it. We showed up, and this bank officer, right? We thought it was going to be a big deal. He wanted to know what we were doing with the money. That was the question he asked. Why do you want it? I go, are you serious? I said, well, we're going to buy some gold. And he was just like, he kind of looked at us and he goes, oh, that's responsible. And brought us out fucking stacks, 250K. We just rolled. I mean, what a joke. Pretty funny. Same with these cryptos exchanges. People hear it, but they don't understand it. Hey, man, as soon as you make that deposit, as soon as you put crypto on an exchange, not your keys, not your crypto. Get it through your head. You are your own bank, and you are literally taking your fucking assets and giving them to another bank. Why? That's why, man. If I ever buy any cryptocurrency on the exchange, it is off there immediately. I'll buy and I withdraw, send it right to my ledger as fast as possible. I don't leave anything on the exchanges unless I'm actively trading. I get it off quick. I don't like them. Do not like them. But yeah, let's see. Not on the index because it is screwed up. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's no. There we go. What is that? Futures. Give me there we go. Coinbase. That'll work. Coinbase will work on the weekly. Volatility starting to expand, negatively correlated. Entropy is definitely trending below the standard error bands. I'll tell you what's good right here. Be glad this correlation isn't just jacked. Right? So, God, man. Very interesting. And the bull div reads that were on that index, man, I'll tell you what, on spot exchanges. I mean, we got a little bit on the log return Z-score, but just building on the returns oscillator. Now, remember, I was all stoked that weekly low length Fisher was turning up. Look at that weak ass thing was laid over indeed. So yeah, let's turn off the dead band real quick. There we go. Look at that, man. Look at that.
Do the measurement from the top. What are we at? Like 70 now?
Yep, almost 70. About 69, 68. 68%. So yeah, man. You guys, don't forget this, right? Rec City. I mean, look at that 20K top, man. That thing's just like, here I am. This would be interesting, man. If this thing dumps out, what is going to happen? I mean, everybody knows I can give a fuck less about a data set close. It literally makes no difference. But when you got 9 million dummies that actually they're setting buy orders down here, guarantee it. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. If this price continues to dump and gets down to that 2018 and into 2017 freaking all-time high at 20. Crazy. I mean, crazy. You can see when you did boom. Entropy. There's the big, massive trend on the weekly that I was showing you on the entropy. And unfortunately, on the weekly, you can see right about here, there's not enough history. So there's no entropy reads back there. But trend, everything from that first high at about 65K, guys, this is all random price action. No entropy trend at all. Look when it's starting to trend again. That's a recipe for some lower numbers, man. That is for sure. We could see a nasty wick here coming. We really could. This thing could getting ready to drop about 2K real fast. Let me see here.
The bull has turned into a bear.
Well, look, it makes sense, right? The 3SD sitting right at 20.
Hey, I'm just glad you're back on my side.
I'm always up.
I told you the number was going to be a 2, although I was hoping it wasn't going to be this low. I hope the number's not a 1.
I'll tell you what, I was talking about this. Here's another thing to look at. This is stupid. The longs on Bitfinex. 107,118 Bitcoins are longed right now. And if you look at this chart, look at this on the weekly. Look at the weekly price action. Let me turn all this off. You know what? That'd be better to go over here. All this price action to the downside. Where's that at? Here's the longs. The whole time we're seeing that drop. Look at the fucking longs, man. It's insane. But the thing is, they're not dropping off. It's like, so how low would they have to God, do we understand what would happen if this baby were to really, really hardcore freaking start dropping? This is going to be ugly. Because if we start getting some massive liquidations, dude, who knows? Who knows where this could go? Yeah, big time, man.
True, but at some point, these big boys, they're gonna want to get back in. They don't want to ruin the market. They don't want to let the market be ruined. They just want to make it painful for everybody before they start buying.
And it's like, when is the bottom? You're gonna know, because this thing is gonna rocket shit, man. Just like you just said, the big boys. It's not like they just want out of the market. They want to buy a shitload of Bitcoin at lower numbers.
Yep.
And here's what's crazy. Just taking this down to 20K, nothing's going to happen here. But I'll tell you what, you send a wick down into here, you're going to see something, but you're going to see a fucking bloodbath. You will. You'll see a absolute bloodbath. You start getting some massive liquidations on some of those positions, and that's just like throwing gas on the fire. But it also leads me to believe there's not a lot of leverage, man. There's not a lot of leverage. Or we'd already be seeing it. We're getting done, man. We could see some massive freaking liquidation, wicks. If this continues like this.
No, man, don't worry about it. They're going to go down and fill that gap at 3,400 or whatever that was. When was that one?
Jesus. Okay, here, let me pull the CME chart up. Let's laugh. Right?
The Gap boys are finally going to get their day in the sun.
Yeah. Nah, that thing got
No,
filled.
did it got filled the dump? Yeah, it probably did. Nah, there's probably another one down there somewhere. Just pull it up.
I'm on a weekly, so it's not going to show on a week
Right.
for sure, 100%. There could be, I mean, there could be a gap down in here somewhere on lower time frames, right? There could easily be. Oh, that'd just be a riot.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Talk about borrowing money. I'll be borrowing a lot of money to buy Bitcoin down there.
Dude. Crazy. CMEs haven't been around long enough to get a good read on the weekly anyway. I mean, we can't even get an entropy read, just correlation. And it's starting to build to the downside. A lot bigger of a freaking candle than it was on the spot.
We'll turn into degens real quick.
Yeah. But this will be a lot better tomorrow. Once we see what happens with this daily price action, what's going to happen here. Be prepared though, man. Hopefully nobody's sitting in any bad positions. Right. Then I talked to somebody earlier and he's just like, I'm like, what are you doing? Because he was just talking out of his blowhole. Literally telling people they should be going into USDC. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You should have been going into USDC. You should have been telling people that at 48. Why are you telling people to go into USDC down here? Because nobody has any idea. This thing could just rip to the top side, and then people are just going to be fucked. If you didn't already go stable, dude, be careful. Yeah, Mars. I agree too. When is that? Is that Wednesday? When is that? Yeah, Wednesday. Crazy. But all right, we'll get back at it tomorrow, regular time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll get a good read, see what happens tonight, see what happens with traditional markets tomorrow, and we'll just go from there, man. 2 a.m. New York time. All right. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining in, and we will definitely see you tomorrow.
See you, everybody.
Yep, you're welcome.